Okay. Ssspopiikimi. It's a little bit of a cold day. Again, it's Saturday, October 14th, 2017, just before noon. It's about 0 degrees, and I'm out here at Sspopiikimi just to do a little phenological survey, a little ecological survey, and see what's new. Haven't been here for about 4 days. And I've been leading groups the last couple times I was out here, so I haven't had a chance to film anything for my records. So today I'm going to take a little walk around the pond. I suspect it's going to be fairly quiet because a lot of the wildlife has either died off or gone into hibernation or brumation or migrated away. But yeah, we're on the cusp of the beginning of winter. The official winter by the Blackfoot calendar starts as soon as we move into the next lunar cycle, which seems to be just days away as I watch the moon every morning. We're getting pretty close. You can see that the pond here has ice on the surface in patches, especially here at the north end. There's patches of ice, but I can see some going down that way as well. So the pond kind of sits, this backwater here sits in the shadow of the coulees. It's dark and cold for most of the morning and evening and all the night, of course. And so it doesn't take much to ice over here. I bet we're not too far away from that, although I think we're going to get warm Chinook wind for the next several days in a row. So might not be that too bad out here, but yeah, I'm gonna take a walk around, see what's new, and I'll show you guys what I find. Just across from me there, by the edge of the wet meadows, there is a group of American widgeons. They were here last time I recorded, so they've been here a couple of weeks. I'm counting 32 of them today, which is more than there was my last couple of visits. So, and it's not a lot, 32 for a group of waterfowl on the migration, but there never is a large group that stops here. I think it's just this one clan that continues to come here year after year on their way in and out of the territory. Okay, so if you watched my last couple of survey videos out here, you would have seen I was filming wasps going in and out of an underground hive. And this is now what remains of that hive. Nothing. It was torn out of there. The animals that do this, the predators that come and take out the wasp nests at the end of the season, are badgers and skunks. I suspect this was a skunk because there are more skunks down in this area than there are badgers. But yeah, the wasp nest was completely dug up, and all the larvae and adult wasps and everybody was eaten. They were probably already deceased. This occurred just after our big snowfall about a week ago. And yeah, I came out right before the snowfall and the wasps were still active there. Came out a couple of days after the snowfall, and it had already been dug up. Probably the wasps were dead, if not on their way to being dead. And so they got lucky a little bit, because oftentimes those skunks will dig them up while things are still active and alive at the end of the season, and I wouldn't want to be a wasp under that circumstance. Anyhow, that's something new, but not too new. It's been there open like that for at least a week now. It was at least last Sunday when I brought one of my students through here. But yeah, it's just something that happens at the end of the season. Wasps are dying anyway. The skunks go around and clean up the nests. Yeah, so the beavers have maintained their work, continuing to collect their winter food cache. You can see right here all the reeds that are surfacing above the pond. Pretty soon they'll start stacking some heavy logs on the very top to try to weigh it down into the water. They're not quite at that stage yet, but we'll see that pretty soon. I'm not observing any turtles on the surface of the pond today. Usually if there's some, there will be some right in here. I think it's kind of deep around the beaver lodge. I think they've trenched it out a lot, and the turtles tend to like floating around over here. But yeah, I'm not seeing any, which may or may not mean that that is the last that we'll have seen of the turtles for the season. The painted turtles and the garter snakes, the wandering garters and the plains garters, they can tolerate a little bit of chill, right? Not freezing temperatures, but the water's not freezing yet, right? And so often, as we move toward winter, they may be ice on the pond. We'll have a warm day, and I'll see turtles in whatever pools of water are still open. But I'm not seeing that today, so not sure whether or not they've all gone under for the season or what. So it appears to be just mallards and widgeons here on the wide south pool right now, and a couple of yellowlegs still remaining. The big change then is that there's no wood ducks. No wood ducks that I'm seeing, and I haven't seen them all week. They weren't here on Sunday when I came through, last Sunday when I came through with my student. They weren't here on Tuesday when I led a group from the University of Lethbridge through here. So I think they've moved on. But still, I believe there's a couple of yellowlegs here, maybe even a killdeer, if I can get a good shot of them, just to document it, I will. But they're out there. No heron. Heron hasn't been here for a while, but the wood duck's absence is the new thing. Okay, up above right now, we have passing what I believe are probably, I think they're snow geese passing by right now. So the snow goose migration is on. If you want to see the snow geese and you live in southern Alberta here, best place to go is out by Sterling Lake. And then there's another lake, I think it's called Lake Tyrrell, just a little ways south from there. I noticed, before I started filming, I noticed up here, this guy. There's a coyote hanging out there on the side of the coulee. I wonder if there's anything wrong with him or if he's okay. I might hike up there and have a closer look, but yeah, he's up there looking at me, looking at him. See, coyote. Okay, yeah, he seems to be fine. I just started in his direction, and he got up right away and was going to walk away, so I am going to turn around and leave him be for whatever it was he was checking out. I don't want to bother him, so I'm just going to continue my walk. But yeah, I just had to at least move in and get him to stand up, so I knew he was okay, because a lot of times coyotes won't just sit there when I'm that close and I'm obviously looking at him, right? They're pretty skittish animals. So I'm glad he's got no problems. One of Derek's relatives here. Poking around. I don't know what he's getting. Probably some little insects. Ones that are, I doubt, still alive and moving. Yeah, he's finding something. Maybe I'll look around here a bit and see if I can find what he's hunting. Well, that magpie definitely has better eyes than me, because I'm not seeing anything to eat in that grass, but he's finding stuff. I'm thinking I'm going to climb up the, coulee behind me here, kind of get a flank on that coyote, and maybe just observe the coyote for a short period, since it's out here and I don't get to observe coyotes too often. If I can get myself in a position where I can watch him but he can't see me, that would be cool. So I'm gonna go check it out. Well, 30 minutes seems like long enough to sit and watch a sleeping coyote. Actually, I probably would have sat and watched longer, but I really wasn't prepared today to sit still. I didn't come out with the right kind of layers and stuff like that to sit still in fairly high winds at temperatures that are about 0 degrees. So had to move. Whether I wanted to sit around and watch the coyote or not, I probably would have stayed maybe double the time. I think an hour, see if he did anything else. But he's just on the sunny side of the slope, just enjoying lazing around. Every few minutes he picks his head up, takes a look around, see what's going on, and lays back down, catches a few more winks. Not too shabby a way to spend the afternoon. I don't know, it's a double-edged sword, you know. Survival is real hardship. I mean, trying to find enough to eat when you don't have a grocery store is not easy. But on the flip side, you know, that's that's really like that, and worrying about predators are really the only stress that you got in your life. And you know, if you're grown up, no matter what the species, you have to worry about predators a lot less than you did when you were young. Hey, so I don't know, but it looked like a pretty relaxing way to spend the day. I'm just making my way through the forest main now, and it is very quiet out here. I mean, of course the trees are singing in the wind, but and the leaves and the grass, they're not quiet, but the birds are pretty quiet because they're mainly just not here. I've seen a couple of flickers, a couple of northern flickers, and of course some magpies, but nobody else. Even some of the ones that are going to stick around all season, like the downy woodpeckers, the chickadees, the black-capped chickadees. Not seeing any of them. And I imagine there's still some yellow rump warblers around, and probably some black-eyed juncos, but yeah, not seeing them. Not seeing any little passerines. Could be because the high winds, but I think mostly it's because there's not very many birds around. Most everybody's left. Well, I guess that's about it for this morning's round. I'm not seeing a whole lot more to make note of. I did observe a couple of green bottle flies. That's really the only insect-like life that I've seen, is some green bottle flies. You can go check the thatching ant hive right now and see if any of them are out. But I think most of the insects that are still awake, probably you can find them under the leaf litter and those kind of things. I might make a day where I come out here and do some of that exploration, maybe even tomorrow when I'm with my student. Oh yeah, thatching ants are still moving around here. Not a lot of them, but some. They got a little hole on the top of their nest that was probably made by a flicker. Flickers like to get in there and excavate and consume ants and larvae and such. Somehow they put up with the formic acid. I don't know if you've ever messed around with ants, but their genera, Formica, is there for a reason. They have formic acid that they spray, and yeah, it tastes awful. So you really gotta, like, I've eaten ants, and for me, of course, I gotta roast them real quick, cook them. Anyway, my phone's going off, so we'll call that a round.